Let's look at problem 2306, naming a company. Here we're going to provide a grouping and counting solution. So first I'll go through the statement of the problem, and then we will analyze the method and main idea with an example, and finally we give the code. First, let's look at the statement of the problem. So we are given an array of strings called ideas that represents a list of names to be used in the process of naming a company. The process of naming a company is as follows. So we choose two distinct names from ideas, and then we swap the first letters of them with each. And the third one is that if both of the new names are not found in the original ideas, then the name idea A and idea B is a valid company name. So otherwise it's not a valid company name. So the main condition is that both the new names are not found in the original list. So we are required to return the number of distinct valid names for the company. So here the main condition is item 3 here, and also the order will be important because idea A and idea B is a valid name. Similarly, idea B and idea A can also be a valid name. So let's look at the constraints of the problem. The first constraint basically says that the ideas array consists of at least 2 strings, and its length can be up to 5 times 10 to the power order 4. So the latter basically says we cannot address this problem by pure brute force. Also, the ideas consist of lowercase English letters, and all the strings in ideas are unique. So with the constraints noticed, let's look at the 2 examples. In the 2 examples, the first example gives a result 6, and the second one gives the result 0. So you can walk through the analysis. In example 2, for example, the tails of the 2 ideas are the same, therefore there are 0 valid company names. So now let's look at the main idea and the method. So the method we're going to use and provide here is called grouping and counting by difference set. The main idea is as follows. So we group all the ideas according to the first character, and then use different set to count. As to why we use different set, it will be clear after the observations. So here let's make some intuitive observations. The first one is that ideas starting with the same character cannot swap to form a name, because if you swap, it's still the same. So it's already in the original list. Secondly, things also cannot pair if there is a collision between their starting letters. For example, if we have coffee and toffee coexist, then coffee cannot pair with any T-started idea, because if you switch that, you will get toffee. Similarly, toffee cannot pair with any C-started idea. The item 2 actually is exactly corresponding to the difference set in mathematics. So here let's look at one example. We have length 6 ideas. So the first step, we group the strings according to the first character. So we get this one. So we have 4 unique characters, and each corresponding to a set consisting of the tails. Then the second step basically is do the counting. So for example, the first set and the second set, A, B. So A corresponding to a 1 element set, and B corresponding to a 2 element set. And then the contribution of these 2 actually is the length of the different set, A minus B, times the length of different set, B minus A. The reason is this. So AAA cannot swap with BAA, but AAA can swap with BBB. right? So that's basically the idea of different set. Similarly, we can compute the contributions of other pairs of set. So here we give out 6 of them, and then if we reverse the order, so we will get another 6 cases. So this 6 cases has a contribution of 1. So if we consider the order, then multiply by 2, we will get 2. This is the return. So with that said, let's go to the code. First, we are going to make some preparations to run this procedure. First, I'm going to initialize a variable called starts. This is a set to collect the unique characters with as a starting characters, and also we initialize a dictionary which do the grouping. So here the container will be set. So with that preparation, we iterate over ideas. So basically this is a for loop for idea in ideas. We are going to track the head and the tail. The head will be the first character in the ideas, and the tail will be the remainder ones. Then we are going to add the head to the unique starts, and also we want to update the key corresponding to head. So it's aux head. We add the tail to it. With that said, basically we get ready to do the counting. Before we do that, let's print out the aux so that we have some idea about what's in the dictionary. So this is the C corresponding to coffee, and for example T corresponding to time, and toffee. So that's it. So now let's do the counting. So for this, I'll first make some preparation. We initialize a variable called result, which we are going to return its final state, and we track the length of unique characters. Also, let's make a list out of unique characters for convenience of iteration. So now let's do the counting. So for I in range n, so we first track the set corresponding to this key. So it's aux unique starts I. Then for the inner loop, we can iterate from the beginning to the end, just check, or we can do this in range I plus 1 up to n. Then in the result, if we take care of order, we are going to multiply by 2. So the sj, let's copy this one and change this to be j, also to be j. So now we are going to compute the length of different sets and then update the result. The result is updated as this. So we consider length of si minus sj times the length of sj minus si. So in view of the order, so we multiply by 2. So with that loop, we are ready to return the result. So that's the full code for this problem. Basically, there are 4 steps. First, make some preparations or initializations. And second, we do the grouping. And third, we do the counting. And finally, we do the return. So let's check for several special cases. So this is for example 1. So we can actually print out this one, also print out the unique starts to have a better idea about the procedure. So let's also look at the second example. So we are going to get 0. That's it. Let's also look at this example to see if it's return a2. Yes, it is. So let's comment out this print and check the generic case. Yeah, it passes the generic case. That's it for this problem. Thank you.